P wave. In this video, we will study normal morphology of P wave and its abnormalities. Physiology. The P wave represents atrial depolarization which originates in the SA node as electrical impulse is initiated from SA node to right atrium, then to left atrium, so there is a slight lapse between atrial depolarization from right side and left side. Morphology. P wave is present in all leads. Its duration is less than 0.12 seconds or 120 milliseconds in all leads. The amplitude of P wave is 0.25 millivolt in all leads, less than 0.25 millivolt in all leads. Polarity. It is positive in leads 1, 2 and AVF, negative in lead AVR, biphasic in lead V1, negative deflection less than 1 small box, that is less than 1 millimeter. Here is P wave. It is positive in lead 1, positive in lead 2. This is isoelectric baseline. Any deflection above this line is positive, any deflection below this line is negative. P wave is positive in lead 1, positive in lead 2, and positive in lead AVF. Here deflection is below the isoelectric baseline, so P wave in lead AVR is negative. Here you can see P wave has positive deflection, then it has negative deflection, so it is biphasic in lead V1. Here in lead V3, it is also biphasic. There is positive deflection, then there is negative deflection. Abnormalities of P wave, P pulmonale. Amplitude greater or equal to 0.25 millivolt in leads 2, 3 and AVF. For reference, one large box is equal to 0.5 millivolt and one small box is 0.1 millivolt on y-axis on ECG graph. This is y-axis. Amplitude is taken on y-axis. The pathophysiology of P pulmonale is due to right atrial enlargement. There is more mass of right atria, so there is greater depolarization wave of right atrium. So P wave is peaked here. It is called P pulmonale. Here you can see P wave should be lesser than 2.5 small boxes, but here P wave is more than 2.5 small boxes, approximately equal to 3 or 4 small boxes. P pulmonale right atrial enlargement. This is normal P wave. It is less than 2 and its height is or amplitude is less than 2.5 small boxes. This is P pulmonale. The amplitude of P wave is greater than 2.5 small boxes, approximately is equal to 3 small boxes. Here you can see in lead 2 there is peaked P wave. This is P pulmonale. In 3 also peak P wave. This is P pulmonale. In AVF there is also peak. It is P pulmonale. Here you can see in the rhythm strip P pulmonale peak P waves. Causes of P pulmonale. The main pathology or the main pathophysiology behind P pulmonale ECG findings is right atrial enlargement. Right atrial enlargement is mainly due to pulmonary arterial hypertension, which in turn causes right ventricular enlargement and right atrial enlargement, or it can be due to pulmonary valve stenosis, which leads to enlargement of right side of heart, or tricuspid stenosis, which leads to isolated right atrial enlargement, COPD, lung fibrosis, primary pulmonary hypertension. These all cause pulmonary arterial hypertension, which leads to enlargement of right side of heart, congenital heart defects, pulmonary stenosis, tetralogy of Fallot. There is right ventricular outflow tract obstruction in tetralogy of Fallot, so there will be right-sided enlargement. Tricuspid stenosis, it causes isolated right atrial enlargement. Here is tricuspid valve. Acute pulmonary embolism may cause transient peak pulmonale. Any other cause of right atrium strain can cause peak pulmonale. P mitral. P mitral ECG findings are due to left atrial enlargement. Left atrial enlargement may be due to mitral valve stenosis or systemic hypertension. Duration of P wave greater than 0.12 second or 120 millisecond. Polarity bifid in lead 2. Bifid means two peaks. As you can see, bifid P wave, there are two peaks, two peaks, two peaks. Peak to peak interval of greater than 0.04 second. Normally there is a slight delay between right atrial depolarization and left atrial depolarization, but it is not evident on P wave much distinctively. So if there is peak to peak interval of greater than 0.04 second, so delay between right atrial depolarization and left atrial depolarization is more pronounced. There is greater muscle mass of left atrium, so there will be slow and sustained left atrial depolarization. And that is why there is a pronounced difference between two peaks, as well as total duration of P wave has increased. Right atrial depolarization is of the same duration, but left atrial depolarization has increased due to increased muscle mass. Biphasic in lead V1, negative deflection greater than 1 millimeter. So what happens in P mitral? Bifid P wave, that is, it has two peaks and duration is greater than 0.12 seconds or 120 milliseconds. 120 milliseconds equal to 3 small boxes. Here is normal P wave. Here there is P wave with left atrial enlargement. The duration of P wave is greater than 120 milliseconds. That is more than 3 small boxes. Moreover, there is difference between one peak and other peak of one small box, that is equal to 0.04 seconds. So peak to peak interval is greater than 0.04 seconds, more than one small box. Thank you.